In this video, we will cover the options available when you secondary click on a row name in the timeline. There are a few different ways the Mac operating system allows you to secondary click depending on what hardware you have, but the default way that should work across all Macs is holding down the Control key while clicking, so that's what I will use for this video. The first option when secondary clicking on a row name is Edit Row. When you Control click the row name and then click Edit Row, a window will pop up which allows us to edit the row name and the background color of the row. Note that editing these two options will not edit the button in the code window that you used to code this row with. For our purposes, I will change this row to just offense, and then I can change the background color by clicking and holding in the little rectangle that's red and making it, let's say for our purposes here, a nice aqua color. I'll go ahead and close the edit row window. It's definitely a good habit to close out of this floating window so that you don't accidentally edit other rows as you continue to navigate around the program. The second option with secondary click is Add Row. If you Control click on a row and click Add Row, a new blank row will be created below the row that you secondary clicked on. Immediately the Edit Row window will open, and you can choose the row name and the background color of the row. This feature is useful if you are interested in copying certain instances from one or more rows into their own row. To illustrate, I'll call this new row Highlights and give it a yellow background. Then I can copy instances into this new row to create a highlight row. Copying instances is covered in detail in another video. The next secondary click option is Play Selected Instances. When I Control click on a row and then select Play Selected Instances, a movie will be made of all the instances in this row. We can see the instance movie opens with the instances from the highlights row. I'll go ahead and close this instance movie window. Next in the secondary click dropdown is Delete Selected Rows. This does exactly what it sounds like, and if I Control click on this row and then click Delete Selected Rows, the row will be deleted from our timeline. And as you can see, the highlights row is no longer in the timeline. The last of these options is Duplicate Selected Rows. When I Control click on the row name and then click on Duplicate Selected Rows, you can see that it makes a copy of the selected row in the timeline. The duplicated row is given the default light gray background, and the number 1 in brackets is added to the row name. All of these options can also be used by selecting multiple rows first and then using the secondary click. To do this, just hold the Command key and click the rows you want to select. Then release Command and hold Control and click, and you'll have all the drop-down options.